Come join me on another adventure. This time it's to the deserts of western Arizona, where we're going to see if we can find a rosy boa, some speckled rattlesnakes, or maybe some Gila monsters. Remember, every adventure is unique. It's great to finally get back into the outdoors again. This winter we had a lot of rain, and that rain has led to an excellent spring wildflower season. We saw several wild burros. Rumor has it that these burros descended from animals used by the Spanish in the 1500s. Others were used by early settlers and miners. We started off our trip by exploring this canyon. The weather this spring has been unseasonably cool, and we didn't have much warmth left by the time we started hiking. The kids didn't listen about staying away from the cholla cactus, and Emmett soon had one stuck in his fingers. He was smiling for the camera, but you could tell it hurt. Nightfall soon overcame us, and we immediately found this western banded gecko. These little geckos are a common sight along desert roadways in the spring. This one jumped up on Emmett's shoulder and started making friends. The night air cooled down much too quickly, and we ended up only finding this banded gecko, a roadkill Mojave rattlesnake, and a roadkill sidewinder. Morning started early. We didn't have any success yesterday, but we had the whole day ahead of us. Let's make the most of it. We expected it to be warmer today, but the morning started out very cold. One of the things that I love about herping is that even when you aren't finding herps, there are still plenty of other beautiful things to see, amazing wild places to explore, and fun in the sun. Here are some more of the beautiful wildflowers that we had this year as a result of all the rain that we were blessed with this winter. Then we stopped to get some gas and some snacks, and then we were back at it again. This time we were herping in a completely different area. The desert here is hotter, drier, and more bleak. As we explored the mountains, the roads started to become more and more rugged. We had to move slowly along, carefully avoiding the rocks to prevent any serious damage to the truck. Well, it looks like we are stuck. Now what are we going to do? Well, we've got several hours to wait for a rescue truck to arrive and all this good habitat, so let's go. A few hours of waiting and exploring later, and while still waiting for a rescue truck to arrive, we saw this speckled rattlesnake stretched out and in the open. This was one of the reptiles that I was hoping and expecting to find on this trip. Finally, after more than 24 hours of herping, we at least found our first live snake. Look at how well this snake blends in with the soil in the area. Speckled rattlesnakes come in a wide variety of colors, and it usually seems to me that the color of the snake tends to be fairly close to the color of the rocks and dirt in the area where it's found. This snake was very cooperative, in letting me record video and take pictures. What an awesome find. We let the speckled rattlesnake go on its way and made our way back towards the truck to wait for the rescue truck to arrive. On our way, we saw a few red-spotted toads. It's always amazing to see these toads out in the very dry desert where there hasn't even been any rain and there's no standing water visible anywhere. The kids were getting tired and decided to get into the truck and stare at some mysterious glowing screens until the rescue truck arrived. Which it finally did.
Hola, señorita. I don't know what that means. I just know the hola part. Señorita's like girl or something. Yeah, señorita's.
Once our truck was safely rescued and back to the main dirt road, the rescue guys let us check out their rescue truck. Look at the clearance on this thing. These guys really knew what they were doing and had everything that they needed to get us out of a real mess. If you need an off-road rescue service, definitely give these guys a call. Arizona 4x4 Off-Road Recovery at 602-697-8306. The next morning, we started off by finding a place to hike, hoping to find some reptiles warming up in the sun. An adult desert iguana was soon found that darted for cover in this bush. Luckily, I had brought my fishing pole with a noose and thread for noosing lizards, and Olivia attempted to noose it. Noosing requires patience, a steady hand, and a little bit of luck. It also helps when there's no wind that's blowing your noose back and forth. When noosing, you tie a noose with a slipping knot, which is attached to the end of a long rod, such as a fishing pole. You have to carefully maneuver the noose around the lizard's neck until you can lift the pole and tighten the noose. Looks like she's got it. Well, our iguana is noosed, and now I just need to grab it and remove the noose, and we'll have it in our hands. Oh no! It broke the noose and is running away! We followed the iguana into the overgrowth of this Palo Verde tree. The lizard was able to break the noose that I had because it was tied using a lightweight thread. Jason's heading back to our camp right now to get some dental floss so that I can tie a stronger noose so that we can try it again. For now, we're just going to hold our position here and keep an eye on the iguana. Okay, Jason made it back and we now have a new noose. Olivia's going to give it another shot at catching this beautiful desert iguana. The lizard is right down at the bottom of the tree trunk, protected by all of the smaller dead branches of the tree, but Olivia's able to reach the lizard with the narrow end of the pole, carefully rotating it so that it goes right over the neck of the lizard. There it is. She's got it. Okay, we've got the lizard. Now I just need to remove the noose. Check it out. What a cool lizard. And this was Olivia's first ever lizard that she caught with a noose. Desert iguanas are a fairly common lizard in Arizona. They are tied closely with creosote bushes, eating their leaves and flowers and using burrows in their root systems for shade and to escape the heat. They are primarily herbivores and are one of our largest lizards. We moved on, looking for more lizards to noose. Here's a common side blotch lizard that we saw. Olivia soon spotted another lizard that she thought was worth noosing. When noosing lizards, one of the skills that you need to develop is patience. You have to very slowly approach most lizards. If you move too rapidly, they will dart to cover before you can get close enough to use the noose. Okay, she's close enough to this one, and is now just carefully trying to loop the noose over the lizard's head and neck. Carefully. Carefully. She's got it. Let's take a closer look and see what it is. Well, it's a collared lizard. It's biting me right now, and I'm not sure which kind it is just yet. Okay, let me get the noose off now. This looks like a younger animal. They do get larger than this. After looking at it for a while, we were undecided on whether it is a Great Basin collared lizard or a Sonoran collared lizard. Let us know down in the comments which one you think that it is. This is Olivia's second lizard that she has ever noosed. Her first was a desert iguana, and second a collared lizard. Not bad. During the hottest part of the day, we went and explored some spots along the Colorado River. Of course, the kids and dog just couldn't resist stopping and enjoying a little cool water. It looks like this spot might not be a bad place to come back to go fishing someday, although I'm not quite sure what kind of fish these are. The next lizard we tried to noose was this zebra-tailed lizard. Emmett carefully approached it with the noose. But this one just ended up being one that got away. We stopped for another lizard and Emmett took the pole to try and noose it. It's interesting that the lizard can clearly see the noose, but isn't frightened enough to hide from it. There we go. Emmett got it. Way to go. Let's take the noose off and get a closer look at it. It's a side blotch lizard. Looks like it lost its tail and is in the process of regrowing it. Night arrived and the weather seemed perfect. We herped the road for a couple of hours, but unfortunately didn't find a thing. But that just happens sometimes. Thanks for joining us on our adventure. Don't forget to subscribe and join our Facebook page in the description below.